goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can.
Hi everyone, it's Brian. I'm back again with another video in the Middle-earth Ranger series. Today we're going to diverge slightly from direct book references, and we're going to talk about gear layer concepts. Now this is something that modern bushcrafters talk about. It's something that we definitely talked about a lot in the military, and that is having your base layer of equipment that you always keep on your person that contains your essentials, and then adding to that other pieces of gear, equipment, bags, etc. to match the situation at hand. So we'll start and talk a little bit about each of the different layers, the different kinds of things that you would have. I'm not going to do a complete gear loadout in this video, but that will be coming. Don't worry. So layer one is going to be your core survival instruments. Now you can look at a lot of different material out there. People talk about like the 10 C's of survival that Dave Canterbury talks about. But essentially for survival, you're basically looking at, you need shelter because the elements can kill you quicker than anything else. You need some sort of water source because dehydration is the next thing that's going to kill you. And to go along with that shelter component, it's a really good idea to keep some sort of fire starter. Because if you're in a cold weather environment, the ability to start a fire can be the difference between hypothermia and, staying alive and being able to keep all of your fingers and toes. So fire is really important. With that, you're also going to want to carry whatever cutting tools you have. Now, in the case of a Ranger in Middle-earth, this is primarily a combat situation that you're looking at. So you would also want to keep your weapon on you at all times. So to what you normally see in my videos, I have also added my sword. This is not a functional sword, but it does match the size and the weight of a correct sword for the impression that I'm going for. So that's why I have it hanging on me today. So layer one is going to be your core survival equipment. And then, so for me, that's my sword belt. There's my gear belt here with my pouches. You also see my water skin right here. And my cloak. So that provides me with shelter. The cloak provides me with shelter. I have fire tools in one of my pouches. I have other tools. I have a small knife for a cutting tool for processing different things. And of course, I have my sword on my sword belt. So those would be things that would stay on me at all times. Layer two is what you would be carrying if you're going out for a day trip. You don't plan on spending the night, but you plan on being out for most of the day. So for me, that's where this haversack comes in. Haversack's got a small cooking pot in it. It's got food in it. I could spend the night with just layer one and layer two. It wouldn't be super comfortable, but it could be done. If I'm planning on staying out for multiple days, up to about 5 days with the kit that I have, then I would add layer three, which for me is my swag roll with the dilly bag. And that allows me more comfortable bedding, a more substantial shelter, and significantly more food to allow me to stay out for a long period of time. Now, if I'm in an area where I am not pressed for time and I have the time to hunt and forage, then I could extend past that 5-day mark by supplementing with things from the surroundings. However, if you're, again, we're looking at the Middle-earth Rangers as primarily a combat patrol type of function, in their ranger sense. Now obviously the Dunedain did a lot of other different things, but if we're looking at Aragorn as we see him in a combat patrol type of format, then you wouldn't be doing a lot of hunting and foraging. And actually Aragorn specifically talks about how he does have some skill as a hunter, but they're on a time crunch, so they need to get moving because they're being chased by Nazgul and Frodo's turning into a wraith. No big deal, right? So for me, these are what my layers look like. Now the important thing one of the reasons that I really like the swag for layer three is if you are patrolling, you're going on a long distance hike and you become into contact with an enemy and you don't have a lot of time to prepare, which is fairly common when you're working in a woodland environment because you don't have a lot of sight distance. You might hear something coming, but it's very possible that you won't have a lot of prep time. you can ditch the swag roll very, very quickly, and I've demonstrated that in videos before. So I do like that. Obviously, if you've got a blanket roll that goes all the way around your body, or a backpack, those can also be ditched quickly with practice. But I love the convenience of this, and also it's just, for me, it's very, very comfortable to carry, and it works well with the cloak, as you can see. So that's the gear layer concepts. Now I'm going to explore more of this in future videos. I'm going to, when I start talking about what I have in the different components of my layers, but I wanted to go ahead and get just the theory out so that you know what I'm talking about as I refer back. Thank you for taking the time today to watch this video. I'm looking forward to continuing with this series. Definitely going to be talking about the gear, but I think the next video is actually going to be going back to the book sources and talking about a skill with Aragorn. And I've also had some conversations with people in the subject in the comment section below my last video, talking about concealment and stealth, and we'll try to get out actually into the woods and do some practical application test footage with the different concepts as far as ranger clothing and movement, etc. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon on my next video.